Let's give you a sneak peek into our news diary this morning, where residents of Kokosi near Fochville are forced to fetch water from dirty drains. This is after living without clean water for 5 months now. What began as a temporary problem has now escalated into a serious crisis, with supply disruptions continuing to, despite the recent protests and a brief relief that the residents there got. Now, the shortage comes after Rand Water reduced delivery, citing unpaid municipal debts. For the latest on this, let's speak to SABC News reporter Puseletso Mokoena, who joins us in studio now, just to give us a sneak peek as to how this community has been living. So clearly now our water issues continue to dominate the agenda, particularly where some of these communities are concerned. Talk to us about this community and some of the challenges that they face with water supply.
Well, yeah, yesterday when I was speaking to one of them over the phone, because right after this, I'm going to the field to speak to them just to see what is really happening there.
Yeah.
Well, he told me that this is affecting them because they get to only fetch their water from the dirty trains. This is the water that they use to wash their laundry. But when it comes to cooking and drinking water, they have to buy. But also, he also mentioned that what must happen to those people that do not afford to buy water, because we know that we have another unemployment rate in South Africa that is very much big. Our people are not working. Therefore, they cannot afford to buy water in daily basis, because you know that obviously water is like a basic need as a person. So you obviously need they obviously need to buy water like every day, so they cannot afford to do that. But also, we have, while I've been reading and researching on the story, I understand that the city, the Mirafong local municipality city, the city of Mirafong, they are providing water tankers, but also, the residents are saying they're not enough because they're only providing them to schools and clinics. So, like normal citizens, normal residents in the area, they say, what about them? Because, what about them? Why are they only providing to the schools and the clinics? Well, they're saying that also another thing is the water tankers are not being cleaned. They're not sure that they've been cleaned because the water that they get from those water tankers is still not clean.
You know, as you mentioned that, I remember there were reports of, somewhere in Tshwane where there were reports of something that would be around water issues and water supply challenges issues, where we heard that there was a possibility of a typhoid outbreak. This also raises questions around the importance of not just having water, but having clean, safe and reliable water.
So you can only imagine what is happening in this area, because they haven't been having that for the past 5 months in their taps. So it's very bad. But right now we're going to speak more with the communities and just to observe also, and we'll give you live visuals as we are observing the situation there, just to see what is really happening and how is this affecting them this much.
Okay, listen, let's leave you to it. Go out and get that story for us, and we'll touch base with you a bit later on. That's SABC News reporter Puseletso Mokoena, who's just about to head off now to Fochville to go and touch base with those residents there and just find out what their issues are around water supply. Thanks so much indeed for that.